Hello everyone, welcome to CSA Core Concepts in a series of database management system. In this video, I am going to discuss a very important concept in DBMS, that is normalization. Now, in my earlier videos, we have discussed about the entity relationship diagrams where based on the entities, we may end up creating tables. Now, when you create tables without normalizing, there are high chances that some values get repeated in multiple tables. This phenomena is called as data redundancy. Now, if it is a matter of only 1 or 10 records, it does not matter if the data is redundant. But when you have millions of records, then redundant data causes problem. In fact, it causes some inconsistencies in the database and hence reduce and causes data anomalies. Now, for the concept of normalization has various series, or you can call them stages. It starts with the first normal form, second normal form, third form, then comes the Boyce-Codd normal form and the fourth normal form. So let us take an example of a construction company, and in context of this example, I am going to discuss that how we can perform normalization. Let us say we have a construction company which assigns projects to the employees, and each employee has a job class. Means the category what he is working, like whether he is a clerk or an electrical engineer or a plumber, and he gets the payment on an hourly basis, and per hour charge also depends on the type of the job he is doing. Okay, so let us say based on that we are creating a table, that is we want to keep the details of the project number, name, the employee number, employee name, job class, charge per hour, and hours, number of hours that person has totally worked. So you can see what, let us try to understand this table first of all. So if I am creating the table in this form, you can see first project is P01. The name of the project is Evergreen. All good till here. Now there are three employees under this project. Understood? So E01, E20 and E03. And this is their job class, that is the electrical engineer. He is getting 100 rupees per hour and he has worked up to 24 hours till now. Then comes the general support. His charge is 50 rupees, and programmer he is of 8. He is having a charge of 80 rupees per hour. Now, if I want to fill up these gaps, you can see these are the gaps which we have kept. Now, what will come here? Same thing we are going to write over here. That is P01. Again, here also it will be repeated. Here also we are going to write Evergreen. Here also we are going to write Evergreen. Now, why this is happening is that because one entry, one project has multiple entries for the employees. Understood? So many records are getting repeated. Now, second is project 2, Starlight. Only one employee is working. He is a civil engineer and this is his rate. For project 3, there are again two employees, E01 and E06. One is electrical engineer and one is a clerk. For project 4, the employee does not belong to any particular project as she is a general support over our administrative work. So she does not belong to any project. So what happens here is that you can see sometimes the data gets repeated and sometimes the entries are left blank if it does not belong to any project. So this creates a type, the anomalies in the database. So what are the type of anomalies? That is, one first anomaly is an update anomaly. Update means multiple alteration for one value. Let's say, for example, we are changing the name of project 1 Evergreen to some other name. Okay, Evergreen is 1.1. Okay, so now for one, now here we, for an example, we have shown that there are only 3 employees. Now there will be 100 of employees working under this project. So 100 times this Evergreen name has to be changed. Understood? So this is an update anomaly. Now insertion means when a new employee has to be assigned a dummy project. Example, employee number 7, which we have seen the last employee, right? E07 Pooja. Now she does not belong to any project but has to be assigned a dummy number. Otherwise, the project number key is a primary key. See, this is a primary key field. I hope you remember what is a primary key, which uniquely identifies each row and cannot be null. Now there is no as such project called as P04. Understood? But because we have to make an entry over here, we have to give a dummy project number here. This is called as an insertion anomaly. Then comes the deletion anomaly, that is only one employee is associated with the project. Removing that will remove all the project details. Let's say for example, this employee is no longer associated with our company, this E04. So if I delete this, then the complete details of the project will also get deleted if I delete this row. So that causes a deletion anomaly. So in order to remove this type of problems, anomalies and the repetition, that is data redundancy, it is a good practice to always normalize your database tables. So we start with the first normal form. In that it says first step in the first normal form is that you eliminate the repeating groups. Eliminate nulls by inserting appropriate data value for each repeating group. So wherever it was blank, please try to insert the details so that you can have a look that how many times it is being repeated. Understood? Then secondly, identify primary key. Now how can you identify primary key? See, project number is not an adequate primary key here. Why do we feel that project number is not an adequate primary key? Because always may not be all employees who belong to a project, right? So new key should be a combination of what? Project number and the employee number. So by the knowing project number and employee number, you can retrieve the complete record. Understood? So if I am searching based only on the project number, okay, so P03. So I am getting which record should I get? There are two records having P03. Let's say, for example, I want to have the details of the employee name Shyam. Now, if I am creating the project number as a primary key and I am searching based on P03, then two records will be extracted, Jignesh as well as Shyam. Understood? So now this is an insufficient entry, that is only project number cannot be your primary key. So if you give the entry P03 with employee E06, then only you can fetch the records of the employee Shyam. I hope you understood this. Right. So now we have to identify all the dependencies, that which attribute is dependent on which attribute. Like project name is dependent on the project number. Employee name, job, class, charge hour, they are dependent on the employee number. So these are the details of the employee. Job, the charge per hour of the employee, that depends on the type of job he is doing. Understood? So project number and project employee number, both when you form together, they will decide the whole row. That is the project name, employee name, its job class, charge hour and the number of hours. So here there is a concept called as a partial dependency. What is a partial dependency? Means project name here in this case, if you are keeping this project number and employee number, and these are all the details. Now this project name is only dependent on project number. It is not dependent on the employee number. So this is a part of a key, not on the complete key. So this is called as a partial dependency. Similarly, employee name, job class, charge per hour and hours, they are, employee name, job class and charge per hour, they are dependent only on the employee number, not on the complete primary key, that is project and employee number. So these are called as the partial dependencies. So what we do in the first normal form is that we try to identify the primary key by identifying all the dependencies. But in this case, we understood that in this process, sometimes the partial dependencies remain. Understood? Like here in this last case, we have seen that all the attributes are not dependent on the complete primary key there. So in that case, this is going to happen, and this is first normal form which contains partial dependencies. This is the problem with the first normal form. So now in order to solve this problem, we go to the second normal form. So up till here we have written each keys. We have identified that we can have four keys. One is the project number, one is the employee number, and third is the combination of project and employee number. From project number, you can get the project name. From employee number, you can get the employee name, job class and the charge per hour and the number of hours. And through this two combination, you can get the complete detail as fine. Now each component will become a key in a table. So now the original table is divided into, let's say, three tables we are deciding. The first table is the project table, which will contain two entries, that is project number and project name. The second is the employee table, which will contain the employee number and the employee name. And the third is the assignment table, which will contain the project number, the employee number, and the number of hours. Understood? So these are the, depending on the corresponding three attributes. We don't need to write all the elements in this. Right? All the attributes we may not need to write over here. So we just have to write the number of hours, that is enough. Right? Now here you can see one thing, that in this case the charge per hour depends on the type of job. Understood? The charge per hour depends on the type of job. So now since it depends on the type of job, okay, so this is not a key attribute. This is not a primary key. So charge per hour depends on job class, which is not a key. So these type of dependencies are called as transitive dependencies. When an attribute is dependent on another attribute which is not a key or not a part of the key, then they are called as transitive dependencies. So as far as second normal form is concerned, this is sorted, but some problem remains over here, since charge per hour is dependent on job class, which is not a part of the key. So the problem with the second normal form is that they show transitive dependencies. So to solve this this problem, we will move on to the third normal form. So in this we have to identify new determinant. Means each transitive write the determinant as a primary key for the new table. So we say determinant is, what is a determinant? It is the attribute who is going to determine the value of other within a row. Understood? So job class will determine the charge per hour. So here we are saying that this is the dependent attribute, charge per hour, and this is the determinant. So job is the determinant. So we are going to remove those two attributes from the employee table. Okay, and job class will have to be here. Okay, because for the employee we need to add the job class. So it will act as a foreign key in the employee table. So right now we are going to have four tables. One is the project table containing project number and project name. Employee table, which will contain employee number, employee name, and job class, out of which employee number is the primary key and job class is now a foreign key. And it is a primary key in which table? That is the job table, where the job class is a primary key and charge per hour is dependent on the type of job. So assignment is the fourth table, where you have project number, employee number, and the number of hours that employee has worked for that project. Okay, because it may happen that one employee is associated with multiple projects. We have seen. Okay, so this employee, that is E01, he was associated with two projects, P01 as well as P03. Understood? So in order to remove this redundancy, we have broken it into two parts. So not necessary. Now one thing you have to understand, that always when I go for the highest normal form, I will get the best database tables. It is not so. Okay. So highest level of normalization is not always desirable, because you can see that the more the number of normal forms we are doing, the number of tables are increasing. Now, when the number of tables get increased, what happens when you fire a query? Okay, so you have to perform more and more join operations. Okay, so that counts in the total time to execute a query, and hence the more resources are required. A refinement of the third normal form is called as the Boyce-Codd normal form. It is a special case of third normal form, which says every determinant is a candidate key. You remember what is a candidate key? So in case if you have missed my video on the types of keys, you can go back there and watch it. So there you will understand what is a candidate keys. So those keys, those attributes which can uniquely represent the rows, they are the candidate keys. So let us understand the Boyce Codd normal form. Let's say we have a table here. So here we have we have the table called author. These are the attributes: author, nationality, book title, the type of the book, and number of pages. So William Shakespeare is English and comedy of errors, comedy, and number of pages 100. Okay. So these are the details which I am keeping. Now, nationality is dependent on this column. Nationality will depend vary based on the type of based on the author. Fine. Then the type of the book and the number of pages is dependent on the book title. Okay, whatever is the book, that will tell you that what is the type of the book and number of pages. So who two are the keys in this table? One is the author and one is the book title. Because nationality is determined by the author and these two fields are determined by the book title. So author and nationality will be one table and book title, genre and number of pages is the another one. And you can create a third table joining these two because there is no link. Okay, author nationality is single table, book title is a separate table. Now, how will you know who is the author of this book? Okay, so you have to join these two tables. So you create a third table, okay, where author and book title are combined. So every determinant, who are determinants here? Author is a determinant, book title is a determinant. Both of them are candidate keys. Okay. Then comes your fourth normal form. So where each row in the, let's see this table to understand the fourth normal form. Now, in this table, we are given a variety of pizza. There is one fast food hub called as A1 Pizza. Okay, they have different branches in different areas and they have different types of pizzas. Okay, so A1 Pizza is going to can serve stuffed pizza in drive-in area. A1 Pizza can serve stuffed pizza in Naranpura area like that. Okay. So you can see so many times this is being repeated. A1 Pizza thick drive-in. A1 Pizza thick Naranpura. Right. Similarly, there is another food chain Pizza Hub. They also have different types of pizzas and they have different pizzas in different areas. Understood? So you can see there is lot of redundancy here. Right. So many times we are writing this name of the restaurant, variety and the delivery area. So if pizza variety is not affected by the delivery area, then it does not follow the fourth normal form. So is the pizza variety associated with the delivery area? Let's check. See, this is called as a multi-valued dependency. See, because your two attributes are dependent on one. First is the pizza variety is dependent on the restaurant because you can see the variety thin is not available in this restaurant. Understood? The first one. So obviously the pizza variety is decided by the restaurant. Okay. Secondly, the delivery area is also determined by the restaurant. Okay. That this restaurant is delivering in so and so areas. So these are called as the multi-valued dependencies. Okay, and this is how it can be normalized. That is, you can create two tables instead of repeating so many columns and so many rows so many times. You can say that this is the relationship between the restaurant and the pizza variety, and this is the relationship between restaurant and the delivery area. And this field restaurant is common between these two. Understood? So even pizzas, they serve stuffed and thick and Pizza Hut serves stuffed, thick and thin pizza. Okay, so this you can find out from this relationship that A1 pizza stuffed in drive-in area. Understood? So this is how the relationship goes in the fourth normal form. So just to summarize you, we have studied the four normal forms. The first normal form, first of all, it will assures that there is no repeating groups. Okay, the redundancies have removed and we just identify the primary keys. Second normal form is happens when already the table is in first normal form, but it and contains no partial dependencies. The problem of first normal form was what? That it contained partial dependencies. So what was partial dependency? When your attribute is dependent only a part of the key, not on the complete primary key. Third normal form is that when you have satisfied the criteria of second normal form and there are no transitive dependencies. So what is a transitive dependency? When your attribute is dependent on a non-key attribute. And a specialization of third normal form is the Boyce-Codd normal form, where it says that every determinant is a candidate key. That means it can uniquely identify each row. And the fourth normal form says that the table has to be in third normal form and no independent multi-valued dependencies are there. So if there are multi-valued dependencies, you break down into two tables. So I hope you understood about the normalization, which is a very, very key concept in designing a good database management system. Uh, So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. Thank you.